Hey everyone, I think it goes without saying that in a post-pandemic world, having online money transfer platforms is more important than ever. And thankfully, there are many options available, such as Cash App and Zelle. Quick heads up, if you haven't signed up for Cash App yet, you can use my link down below and we'll each get $5. Now, I'm sure you're on the fence about which platform is the better choice, and I'm here to help you with that. Not only will I be comparing how Cash App and Zelle stack up against each other, but I'll give a final verdict as to which platform's better. Let's get into it. First things first, let me tell you about their fees. So, the good thing about Cash App is that you can download the app and sign up for it for free, as there aren't any subscription fees, nor are there any account maintenance fees. Plus, most Cash App services are free of costs. So, for example, you can add money to your account for free through direct deposits, transfers from others, or by adding money from an external account. It's also free to send money to someone using Cash App and to pay for goods and services. But if you choose to send or spend using a credit card linked to your Cash App account, you'll have to pay a 3% fee. Also, keep in mind that your credit card company may charge additional fees on top of Cash App's 3% fee, so I'd suggest avoiding the use of your credit card when using Cash App. Also, if you're in a rush and can't wait for the 1 to 3 days that a standard deposit takes, you can opt for the instant transfer, but they charge a fee for this service and it usually ranges from around 0.5% to 1.75%. As for business transactions, Cash App charges a 2.75% fee for incoming payments into your Cash App business account. One last thing I'd like to highlight is that you'll have to pay a $2.50 fee when withdrawing from ATMs. But if you set up direct deposits of at least $300 per month into your Cash App account and use an in-network ATM, the fee is waived for the next 31 days from the day you receive the deposit. Now, moving on to Zelle. Again, it's completely free to use and sign up for it, but what really sets them apart is the fact that they don't charge any fees for domestic transfers. The fact that they are completely free is one of the brand's biggest selling factors. After all, being fee-free is extremely important, especially if you have a high-volume business with lots of transactions, or if the transactions at your company tend to be on the higher side. Though I do want you to keep in mind that you might be charged by your bank while using Zelle, so you'll need to confirm that your own bank or credit union doesn't add a fee. But from what I know, most banks offer Zelle payments without any additional charges. This round is clearly a win for Zelle, which scores a 5, since they don't charge any fees, while Cash App charges a decent amount, so they get a 4. Now that I've talked about their fees, let me tell you about their features. Cash App's main feature is the fact that you can transfer money quickly and easily with it. All you have to do is create a unique username called a cash tag and link your Cash App to your current bank account. Then you can send or request money from other people in no time. What's more, Cash App also offers the Cash Card, a debit card tied to your Cash App balance. It can be used online, in-store, and for ATM purchases. Also, it can be integrated with digital wallets such as Apple Pay and Google Pay. What's more, Cash App also offers the Cash Card, a debit card tied to your Cash App balance. It can be used with online, in-store, and ATM purchases. Also, it can be integrated with digital wallets such as Apple Pay and Google Pay. Plus, with the Cash Card, you'll have access to the Boosts feature, with which you get instant discounts at various merchants. And let me tell you, I had an amazing experience with Booths. And if you want to as well, you should definitely sign up for Cash App. You can use my link down below and we'll each get $5. Now, on top of all that, you can buy, sell, send, and store Bitcoin without needing to use a separate cryptocurrency service or wallet. You can even use your prepaid debit card roundups to buy Bitcoin instead of moving the funds to your savings accounts. What's more, with Cash App, you can buy and sell stocks with fractional shares starting at just $1. There's no trading commission, and you can also send stocks to other people. Cash App even offers business payment services, so customers can pay businesses for goods and services, and they'll also provide a 1099-K tax form for business owners who receive more than $20,000 across more than 200 payments in a year. One last thing I wanted to talk about is Cash App's limits. If you're unverified, you can send $1,000 a month, but if you're verified, it goes up to $7,000 per day. while you can send $10,000 over the course of a week and $25,000 over the course of a month. But the maximum amount per transaction is $7,000. As for Zelle, much like Cash App, it lets you send money, request money, or split purchases with other Zelle users. To split the cost of something, all you have to do is enter the total amount and choose who to split the expense with, and Zelle will do the math for you. Also, it was created by some of the big banks, and as a result, Zelle is already built into many banking apps, including Bank of America, Chase, and Wells Fargo, and its website lists 2,100 plus banking partners. Since Zelle facilitates transfers between US bank accounts, you don't need to add money to a separate Zelle account. But this is an issue because one of the biggest appeals of using alternative financial institutions is that it takes power away from the big banks. But embracing Zelle does the exact opposite. Not only do the big banks have control over our savings and loans, but they also have control over our transactions. The big banks are basically just flexing their financial power by offering a phenomenal service for free. That said, one great thing about Zelle is their recurring payment feature, with which you can set up payments weekly, monthly, quarterly, and so on, or on a specific day. Now, the last thing I'm going to touch upon is Zelle's limits. If your bank or credit union offers Zelle, you'll have to contact them directly to learn more about their sending and receiving limits through Zelle. I'll list some here for ease of reference though. So, for Bank of America, their daily limit is $3,500, while their monthly limit is $20,000. As for Capital One, the daily limit is $2,500, but the monthly limit can vary. Then for TD Bank, the daily limit is up to $1,000 for instant transfers, while the monthly limit is $5,000. If your bank or credit union does not yet offer Zelle, your weekly send limit is $500, and your weekly receive limit is $5,000 in the Zelle app. Also, you can't request to increase or decrease your limits. Clearly, Cash App has way more features than Zelle, and it's also available in the UK, unlike Zelle, which is only US. So Cash App wins with a score of 4.5 to Zelle's 3.5. Finally, let me tell you about my user experience on each platform. For starters, opening my Cash App account and setting everything up was super easy, so before I knew it, I could send and receive money. To send money, all I needed to do was search for the person's name, phone number, email address, or their cash tag. What's more, I love how easy it is to carry out things like putting money in your savings, as well as buying both Bitcoin and stocks. This is important because a lot of these things can be confusing to beginners. Besides their user interface being easy to navigate, it's also pleasing to the eye. They've been intentional with their display by using either a green or grey background, making it easy to distinguish buttons and other functions on the app. Also, I personally love the bubbly and rounded font and the rounded edges in the text boxes and buttons as well. I haven't had any security issues either since Cash App uses encryption and fraud detection technology. This means that even if you're using the app on public Wi-Fi, all the information you submit is encrypted and safely shared with Cash App servers. Plus, the app uses additional safety features, such as PIN entry, Face ID, and Touch ID. As for my experience on Zelle, again, it's really straightforward to set up an account and get started, especially if you can already access it through your bank's website or mobile app. Even the process for sending money is super easy because you don't need anyone's bank details. All you need is their email address or phone number associated with their Zelle account. Thankfully, I haven't had any security problems on Zelle, nor have I had to deal with any scams. And generally speaking, Zelle's safe since the transactions don't require you to share any sensitive financial information. Also, your bank or credit union should have authentication and monitoring features to help ensure you are the person authorizing your Zelle payments. That said, Zelle doesn't have the same payment protections that people have come to expect from credit cards or debit cards, which generally protect consumers from fraudulent charges. For these reasons, I'd argue that Zelle should only be used to pay people you know and trust. For this round, I'm giving Cash App a 4.5, while Zelle gets a 4. And the winner is Cash App! With a score of 13, Cash App comes out on top thanks to their superior features and the better security measures, while Zelle just barely lost with a score of 12.5. Now, since Cash App came out on top, you might as well sign up for the app by using my link down below and we'll each get $5. So there you have it. Will you give either platform a try? I'd love to know your guys' experience if you do. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!